I started this gangster shit. And this the mother thanks I get. Hello. I started this gangster shit. And this the mother thanks I get.
Hey, if you're enjoying this content, hit that subscribe button. We need you here. Thanks.
Hey, it's Comic Artist Pro with the Disney Channel Flow. You're listening to Ethan Van Sciver, 26-year veteran of the comic book industry, world's most charming, elegant, eloquent, and yet humble man. Great big Star Wars fan, and trusted member of the media. So, surprise, Deadline has breaking news. Sony just totally cucked Kevin Feige and Disney. They are no longer going to be allowed to use Spider-Man in the MCU. Somebody finally told the mouse no. And it's about time, too. I love it. Absolutely love it. Here we have the negotiation. This man looks uncomfortable. Hey, that's okay. You didn't need Spider-Man. Spider-Man's a white male. Your whole plan was that the future was female. Do you remember? Yes, I want to take Stanley's creations and I want to replace them with marginalized people. Minorities, like women. Because there aren't enough women. We need more women. Oh, aren't like 51% of the population women? That's not really a minority. Well, I don't see very many of them. Okay, very good. So here's the negotiation between Disney and Sony, yeah, it doesn't look like they're going to be able to use Spider-Man in the MCU anymore. So Marvel Studios president Kevin Feige won't produce any further Spider-Man films because of an inability by Disney and Sony Pictures to reach new terms that would have given the former a co-financing stake going forward. A dispute that has taken place over the past few months at the top of Disney and Sony has essentially nixed Feige and the future involvement of Marvel and from the Spider-Man universe, sources said. Sorry, that's what you get. You have an inability to negotiate with Sony and to use Spider-Man. It could possibly have something to do with the recent allegations of incredible financial fraud on behalf of Disney. I mean, this is, we had a whistleblower, former accountant of Disney, come forward and say that Disney regularly inflates their revenue on their reports. Like $6 billion in total fraud per year on estimate. And this is a great way of snowing their investors, snowing their shareholders. Absolutely terrible, if true. I mean, if it's true, it's a bigger scandal. It's a bigger scandal than Enron. I want to say a bigger scandal than Watergate. Everybody tries to do that. So far, Watergate is still the reigning champion. We haven't had a bigger scandal than Watergate yet, because people keep saying it's a bigger scandal than Watergate. Well, that's something to think about, I guess. No, it isn't. Forget about it. This comes at a moment when the last two films Kevin Feige produced broke all-time records. So Disney, Avengers Endgame became the highest-grossing film of all time, and Spider-Man Far From Home this week surpassed the James Bond film Skyfall to become the all-time highest-grossing film for Sony Pictures. I mean, it should have been so beautiful. Sources say there's still two more Spider-Man films in the works that are meant to have director John Watts and Tom Holland front and center, though Watts doesn't have a deal for the next picture. Unless something dramatic happens, Feige won't be the lead creative producer on those films. Oh no, Feige. There's a lot of webbing here, but it all comes down to cash. All right, so what happened here? I mean, Disney said, look, from now on, for future Spider-Man films, can we do it? Can we split it? Can we go Dutch treat? We'll do 50-50 co-financing between our two studios. And, hey, maybe that'll extend to other films in the Spider-Man universe. Maybe when we do Spider-Gwen, we'll split it 50-50. Maybe when we do Rocket Racer, I'm trying to think of the worst Spider-Man character possible. Maybe when we do Rocket Racer. Maybe when we do Stiltman. Stiltman's more Daredevil. But we'll also go 50-50 on that. What do you think? And Sony said, no, we don't even... No, and they didn't even come back to the table with a counteroffer. They basically just gave them the finger and the cold shoulder. That's the cold shoulder and then the finger over your shoulder. Terrible, all right? Sony doesn't want to share Spider-Man with Disney. So Sony proposed keeping the arrangement going under the current terms, where Marvel gets 5% of the first dollar gross, okay? Disney said, no. We don't want 5 cents on the dollar. And, look, apparently Sony tried to offer compromises about that, but Disney declined. So now, look, it's easy to say, I think it's easy to say that Kevin Feige has enough on his plate ruining the MCU with the whims of social justice warriors. He has taken control of X-Men. He has the Deadpool franchise now. And, of course, he is definitely about to totally make the future female for the MCU. But everyone loves Spider-Man. And by the way, they got his costume right. Look at it. It looks actually like Spider-Man now. I don't know why they couldn't do that before. They got his eyes right. His eyes actually squint and stuff and open wider. That's pretty cool. And so, yeah, he wanted this. He was very much like Veruca Salt. And he wanted this very, very badly. Unfortunately, no, Sony has just said, you know what, thanks. But I think we can win the championship without Michael Jordan, essentially. After all, Feige's first decade at Marvel is largely unblemished. His consistency has been nothing short of historic. This man, Kevin Feige, made Captain Marvel. He took Brie Larson, one of the most toxic and horrifying hags in Hollywood, and he made her actually sell $1 billion worth of movie tickets, allegedly. Allegedly. There may have been some chicanery in there. Look, George Lucas, Steven Spielberg, Peter Jackson, they haven't seen everything that they do turn into a hit. Kevin Feige is a really important powerhouse in Hollywood, and still Sony is telling him no. This is absolutely gigantic. It is pretty colossal, and maybe this is great. I mean, maybe playing hardball with Kevin Feige, knowing that his heart is in Spider-Man, knowing that he really loves Spider-Man. And knowing that he is, not going to be satisfied just walking away from the table. And this is probably a smart move by Sony. We will wait and see. But in the meantime, it is pretty funny to see Sony full of power play on Disney like this. Good for them. Good for them. Hey, thanks for watching this video. Let me know what you think about this. Let me know if you think that Disney is eventually going to come to terms with Sony and get Spider-Man. I personally do think that that's going to happen. Also, please subscribe to this channel. Check and make sure you're still subscribed. YouTube is randomly unsubscribing people without their permission. It's not cool at all. Tell YouTube to shove it. Subscribe again, please, and then ring that bell for notifications. Appreciate all of you being here. Thanks for joining this channel, all of the great memberships. The membership option is right next to the subscribe button, I think. You'll have to, let me know about that. But anyway, thanks for all your support. I'll see you again later with another video. Bye. Hey, I got a P.O. box. Want to send me some mail? Send it to Ethan Van Sciver, P.O. Box 607, Marlton, New Jersey, 08053. And I'll probably open it up on a live stream. Thanks very much, everyone. Hey, you want to follow me on Twitter? Are you sure? Well, if so, I'm at Ethan Van Sciver. That's at Ethan Van Sciver. See you there. Join the fandom menace and execute your own Order 66 with our incredible line of t-shirts, Soylo, a Soy Wars story, Tico, a Soy Wars story, and our brand new smoking hot Soy Wars Plan 9. Make a statement today. This is the only trilogy you'll ever need. The link is below in the description.